Hello! I am Joe, and welcome to this Valheim build tour of my Black Forest / Mountains Viking inspired build. And it is somewhat bigger build, and it's kind of based on a Viking house that I will show you in a little bit. But let's start the tour here in our carve on the river here, which is where you would travel out and to and fro and come back if you wanted to. Let's go ahead and check this build out. I wanted this build to be a usable survival build, but of course I was doing it in no cost debug mode, so I just built kind of my dream Viking house essentially for end game play. So it's got pretty much everything you need to get going. But it all started with just the build of the house that I'll show you in a little bit, which is up there. But let's start here. This is our very minimalistic dock, which goes up to our little fishing shack. If you wanted to do some fishing, maybe you would do it from up here, but you could also do it from down below or whatever. And this elaborate stone portal is going to take us back to the main estate here. So let's take a look here. So we are now at the Mage's cave dwelling. So I built this under a cave, but I wanted it to be covered up, so I put in a bunch of iron pieces. What are those called? Iron gate pieces. Cage. They're just cages. So I caged up my mage up, and the Ida refinery is just down there, down this little path. Let's go take a look. You got to keep the Ida refinery away from the important stuff because it'll fuck it up. But so that's sitting there on the rock. I wanted to use as much of the environment as it is naturally. We got the bone maw trophy right in the center of some sweet crows. All of the mage gear is here. We got the mage food ready to go. They've got their own little throne and some outfits. And then if we head up through the underground layer here, I wasn't able to build much in here because it's on a hill and this is just uneven, and so I built it kind of down below. And then we take our stairs up through the slightly annoying little area there into this cage. Got to keep them happy and separated. And then we've got our little windmill out here on the rock because you need a windmill. And then we've got our refineries, smelters, our kiln, and our black metal forge right there. We've got a fermenter. We've got a our spinning wheel, an extra outfit there. Full working kitchen, all upgraded all the way. And with all the accoutrements. And we've got our storage chests, a bed. This build I was going for aesthetics over practicality, so I added most of the working things like the fermenter and stuff just to have it on here. But it's all workable. We've got all the chests with tons of room and the bed. Then we have our out-hanging deck here with our food and our sweet hot tub, and we've got our flaming sword and a nice little raven throne, which gives us a look up at the Drakkar monument up there, which we'll take a look at a little bit later. But this is the main house. This I modeled after a real Viking house. I'll show you here. Let me show you this. Not that. Under this. This is what I used as inspiration for the initial build here. So it's got the little extra lower roof, the steeper higher roof, a little spot in between, the wooden posts, a little thing here. So I had to go crazy and make it a Valheim version of that. So we've got the little center part, the steeper roof, and then around the sides we have the wooden posts. So all of that is based on that. But then, you know, you got to add all the cool stuff. If we go back around the side, we've got our friendly troll captive. Everything is passive, so he doesn't care. But he was hanging out, so I thought I would build a wall around it. I wanted to make sure it was a useful estate, a useful place. This is in the Black Forest, although this part here looks like it's in the snow. It is technically still Black Forest, so it doesn't get snowed on, which is kind of a bummer. I was hoping it would get snowed on. We got some copper there ready to go. Everything is walled off, and we've got the stakes as well. So here's our decent sized farm. This is all with the idea that I would be a solo game playthrough, because that's how I've been playing most of the time in this game. We've got our wisp deals here, fountains, and then we have kind of a hidden path to this large stone portal, which is what gets us up to the Drakkar monument up there. But before we do that, let's take a look at this. This is our little secret area. Oh, what? We got a little Halloween Christmas mashup, just a little secret area there we can check out. But yeah, let's go ahead and go to the monument. Alright, so here is our Drakkar monument. It is large and in charge. It's a lot of fun to build. It was very difficult to come up with the right sizing and the right little grooves that fit pretty well there. We decorated. This is kind of like our little lookout area if we want to take a look and enjoy the view. Sit at a bench if we want. Around the side here, we've got our wards keeping us safe. Let's go ahead and fly around a bit here. So this is what it looks like from above. Pretty epic, pretty cool. I wanted to make a big statue, but I am not creative or smart enough to make like a homemade statue. So I wanted to make this big ol' monument on the hill, because I noticed that when I was over here, I could see this mountain from over here. So I wanted something to look at, and it looks pretty epic up there. This was really this here was really fun to build here. I made this stone portal, and I just wanted to decorate around it. I don't do that very often, so I wanted to create this little kind of tower with lots of different types of materials, glass and grouston and marble and regular stone. We've got our cartography table, and then another little troll buddy here just hanging out. I decided to trap him in there since he wanted to hang out. It's always good to have a troll on hand if you need it, just in case. Take some aggro. We've got our obliterator, some extra wood. There's a spawner right there. And yeah, it's half practical, half aesthetic. I thought it would be fun to work on something that's a little more design oriented instead of just making it massive or trying to make it like a castle or anything. So this is based on the Viking longhouse style, and it was a lot of fun to build. I love building in this game. I love trying new things out, trying to use the land. I tried not to just change the land up too much. I just flattened this out, and then for the most part all the rest of this was like this. Take out some trees, and I really enjoyed building this little mage hut here. This was interesting, kind of different. I wanted to build kind of into the earth a little bit. It didn't work out as much as I'd like. I wish it was a little bit farther in here, a little more creepy, but I wanted it to be usable as well. So that's going to do it for the guided tour of my Viking longhouse inspired mountaintop estate. I think it looks pretty cool. It would definitely be a cool spot to actually play the game from. This little river goes pretty deep. I would probably have to clear it out a little bit just because it's pretty small, but it looks like it's traversable all the way to the ocean there. And yeah, that's gonna do it. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments about the build. It's not the most crazy from a design, or like, there's not too many tricks or anything. It's just pretty straightforward build. But I spent a good amount of time on it. It was a lot of fun. Gonna sneak around. We got all the different things here. Some cool weapons. I wonder if I can actually get to this. I don't think I can actually get to that. See, I didn't make it perfect. Yeah, so that's gonna do it. And I'm gonna pull out my cheat sword, take a rest, and say goodbye. Thank you very much. Peace out.